7 Bangor.
From the Great Northwoods to the Rockbound Coast and streaming live in HD worldwide at foxbangor.com. More people choose Good Morning Maine.
Today on Good Morning Maine, Belfast police investigate a shooting that killed a local high school student.
Plus, some Mainers are trying to hold onto their vanity license plates as the state cracks down on those deemed offensive.
And big concerns for lobstermen who may be forced to throw more lobsters back into the ocean.
Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith.
And I'm Craig Polson. Thank you for joining us on this Friday morning.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. We made it again, everyone.
Yeah.
Looks like a pretty nice day ahead, too. We might see a few clouds, but no big storms or anything, so just enjoy it. The temperatures will be pretty mild, so maybe go for a walk today or something.
I'd say I just might.
Yeah.
Good suggestion. Here's Devin Biggs with the forecast.
And thank you very much, Craig and Emma. Happy Friday. Your first weather forecast sponsored by the More True team of Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate. They work throughout the state of Maine, serving both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area. All right, here we go. The radar and satellite is nice and quiet out there. We'll be under a partly cloudy sky today, which means a lot of sunshine as well. No advisories in effect, so it's going to be a pretty nice day out there overall. Our area rotation is moving on towards the north and east of that area, low pressure. So the steering mechanisms are changing. We're going to be watching for a little bit of snow that will be moving in. Not till Tuesday, though. Through the weekend, we're good. This right here is going to be passing by to our south, and it will be leaving us alone. So futurecast moving forward for today, a partly cloudy sky overall. Maybe more clouds on the way later on tonight, and as we head towards the daytime tomorrow. And a little bit of wind as well, nothing too ridiculous, mainly at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. So the winds will be relaxed as we do move forward, but increasing a bit as we head towards Saturday afternoon. Your forecast for today, lower 40s and a partly cloudy sky, and that north wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. By tonight, middle 20s, mostly cloudy, more clouds moving in. Northwest wind at about 5 to 15 miles per hour or so. And for tomorrow, upper 30s, maybe some lower 40s, mostly cloudy and breezy. The north wind gusting up again to about 20 miles per hour. And our early forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period, a partly cloudy sky, temperatures in the 30s and 40s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Craig and Emma.
Thank you, Devin. Belfast police are investigating a deadly shooting involving a local teenager. They were called to a home on the Marsh Road early Thursday morning after the young man was shot. He was later airlifted to Northern Lights Eastern Maine Medical Center, where he passed away. According to the Republican Journal, the victim's name and age have not yet been released. Police say there's no danger to the public, and the investigation into that shooting is still underway.
A fast-spreading fire destroyed multiple homes on North Pond in Smithfield Thursday afternoon. Take a look at these pictures that came to us by former firefighter Pete Pelletier. Pelletier tells us that 3 cabins are considered total losses. Windy conditions caused the flames to spread quickly, forcing firefighters to take a defensive approach to save other camps that were close by. At least 10 departments responded to the mutual aid call on Yvonne Lane, which is off of North Shore Drive in Smithfield.
Maine communities are mourning the loss of a beloved public official. Our David Ledford has that story.
From the police department to the fire department to the ambulance, I've spoken with all of them, and they're pretty upset. You know, it was a shock.
The Penobscot County Sheriff's Office notified the public Wednesday of the passing of Penobscot County Jail Administrator Captain Nick Hardwick. Some of those who knew him best say that Hardwick impacted both the Southwest Harbor and Greater Bangor communities throughout his career and personal life.
The way I feel is I feel a big loss, and a person like Nick is hard to replace. He's done tremendous work for us.
In a statement from the Penobscot County Sheriff's Office, Sheriff Troy Morton and Chief Deputy John Knapp looked back on Hardwick's life of service. Captain Hardwick's infectious laugh and caring personality had a tremendous impact on those he worked with, the inmate population, and the citizens he encountered. While Nick's commitment to his service was important, nothing compared to the love he shared for his family. Above all, Hardwick's friends say that he spread joy to those around him, including his loving family.
He was definitely a family man, loved his wife and his children. As a matter of fact, they were on vacation when he passed with the family, so it's really a sad thing.
The Penobscot County Sheriff's Office asks that everyone be respectful of the family's privacy during this time. In Southwest Harbor, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
The man who allegedly robbed the Goodwill store in Waterville last fall has been arrested. Waterville's interim police chief, William Bonney, says officers searched the home of Kevin Barr and arrested him on Wednesday. At the time of his arrest, police say Barr was in possession of fentanyl powder. The Goodwill store, located on the concourse in Waterville, was robbed in November by an armed man who fled on foot. Bonney says evidence was collected and Kevin Barr became a suspect in the case. Barr's arraignment is scheduled for May 8th. His bail is set at $10,000 cash.
A crash on Route 1A sent one man to the hospital yesterday morning. According to Holden Police Detective Sergeant Andrew Whitehouse, Holden Police responded to a two-vehicle crash on Route 1A around 10 a.m. Both drivers in the crash sustained minor injuries, but one was sent to the hospital for further screening. Whitehouse says Holden Police received multiple erratic driving complaints about one of the vehicles involved shortly before that crash.
Suspect vehicle was all over the road, traveling down the center lane, and then shortly after that we got the report of the crash.
Both vehicles were towed away from the scene. Whitehouse says Holden Police suspect impaired driving may have been a factor in that crash.
On the heels of a record low catch last year and controversy surrounding rules meant to protect right whales, Maine lobstermen and women may now be facing still more challenges. New size standards have been proposed that would govern what lobsters they keep and how many they have to throw back. And it looks like they'd be throwing back even more than what they do now. Lobstermen and women made their voices heard at a public hearing last night in Ellsworth regarding the proposed changes. The Department of Marine Resources, along with the Atlantic State Marine Fisheries Commission, have expressed concerns over the population of reproducing lobsters in both the Gulf of Maine and Georges Bank, which they say is declining. They want to raise the minimum size of lobsters that can be kept, meaning they'd be throwing even more smaller lobsters back. They also want to lower the maximum size of lobsters allowed to be caught and kept. Lobstermen and women disagree with their data and say that once again they are being unfairly targeted.
My other, concern with any plan like this is equity with Canada and equity with the other states when it comes to the V-notch in particular. Regardless of size, the V-notch should be across the board. We're going through all these whale management rules. We're at risk of being completely put out of business by the environmentalists in this country. Meanwhile, Canada doesn't have any of the same regulations, and this plan is just another example of us regulating our fishermen out of business to the benefit of the Canadians.
Yeah. So we have other areas, other lobster management areas that don't have a maximum gauge. We have areas like the gray zone where Canada and Maine fish together on the same piece of bottom, and we throw a product over that the Canadians are allowed to keep. And we're having discussions about trying to bring in product from Canada that Maine fishermen would then not be able to catch and allow processors to process that product in Maine. That's a big inequity for fishermen.
But I've been doing this, and I want my kids to be able to do this. This is what upsets me. And it's going downhill. Downhill. I mean, this has been a good chance to make a good, honest living, and no one cares.
The Department of Marine Resources and the Fisheries Commission are considering multiple approaches. They include maintaining the current status quo for a period of time, a trigger approach where new standards would be established, but they'd only be implemented if the population reached a certain threshold, as well as a gradual time-based implementation. Public comment can be submitted up until March 31st. Final decisions are expected sometime in May.
Well, meanwhile, retired government lab animals could get a second chance at a new life. A bill sponsored by Senator Susan Collins and Gary Peters of Michigan would connect them with loving homes. The Animal Freedom from Testing, Experimentation, and Research Act would ensure that every federal agency that uses animals for research has policies in place to facilitate relocating retired, healthy animals to private homes, animal rescues, or reputable sanctuaries. The bill provides flexibility for each agency to develop its own policy with the goal of ensuring that such animals are retired and not killed whenever possible.
A handful of motorists in Maine are appealing to keep their custom license plates after the state cracked down on naughty words, including unabbreviated expletives. So far, the state has rejected all of the appeals, including a Poland man's license plate that could leave a bad taste in your mouth in more ways than one. The state says it's vulgar, but as Asia Reed explains, he says it's simply based on his love for bean curd.
I think this one is super telling.
Peter Starostecki says he's just a vegan.
My license plate literally says love tofu. I'm a vegan.
Starostecki says he got a letter in January from the BMV saying he had to get rid of his love tofu plates.
I'm just a vegan, no ill intentions.
State officials say the plates could be interpreted as vulgar because of the last two letters of the word tofu. Starostecki says he never intended it to be inappropriate.
It's sort of my small little protest to say that I stand for going away from using animal products.
Starostecki says there are even stickers next to the plate indicating it's really just about his love of bean curd.
I've never had anybody come up to and be aggressive with me, flick me off, tell me that it's inappropriate. Every time that I ever have a comment about it, it's something positive.
After the state told him to get rid of the plates, he attended an online hearing to appeal.
From the beginning, it felt like they sort of had their minds made up.
His appeal was rejected because the plates have to be looked at without context. Starostecki says despite his appeals being rejected, he actually agrees with the state that potentially vulgar license plates should be disallowed, and he says he's not going to press the issue any longer. Starostecki does think it could potentially be violating his freedom of speech. State officials say it's not a First Amendment violation. Plates are state property.
The license plate is owned by the state, and there is no right to force the state to have these sort of words and slogans.
Cook says the state offered him a plate that reads vegan with a 3 as the E.
I got my new plates.
Starostecki said no thanks and just got a standard plate.
I'm going to put my new plates on and just keep driving around.
He might personalize his license plate again someday, but for now, he'll stick with his new one.
It's an interesting dilemma. I'm not sure about his plate itself. I mean, I kind of feel bad for him, but I have seen some plates out there that, like, I could not believe that made it past the screeners.
Right.
Apparently, they don't have screeners,
right.
But they will now.
I have a lot of thoughts, Craig,
Do
and
you?
I don't know where to start.
Right, yeah. I think it comes down, do we want that in our society, vulgar words just out
tofu?
there? Not tofu. No, I'm not even talking about that one, but some of the other ones. Especially if you have kids and you're parked behind one of these cars, and it's like, Mom, what does that mean? And
I think I learned my first expletive because it was scrawled somewhere,
right,
Right,
yeah. So, anyway.
Who knows? That's interesting. The time is now 6:12. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, students in Ellsworth are learning important skills that will help them throughout their lives, receiving expert advice on how to budget their money.
We'll have that story and more as Good Morning Maine continues.
I'm Phil Levesque, president of Levesque Business Solutions. We're a family-owned Maine business since 1963. We're your one-stop shop for great office products at affordable rates. From copiers to office furniture to PPE, we've got it all warehoused right here in Bangor. We're your local small Maine business with a dedicated staff providing honest and friendly customer service, top-of-the-line tech support, and the option of in-house leasing. Let us help you get back to business.
Bathfitter is a better way to remodel your tub. Precise measuring means the perfect fit. The Bathfitter tub-over-tub process means no mess or stress. A custom-made tub and seamless wall mean a watertight fit. Premium acrylic means it lasts a lifetime. And all this together means a great value. Bathfitter, it just fits. Visit bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
You know, I love me some good GMA in the morning. Robin, George, Michael, and GMA. Now that's how you start your day.
Good morning, America.
Yep, bring your friends.
Welcome back, everyone. Community members were invited to participate in a public community workshop for the past 2 days to discuss how to revitalize Bangor through outdoor recreation. This comes after the city was selected last spring to receive financial assistance through the Recreation Economy for Rural Communities program. State, federal, and local organizations all came together at Hudson University's Alfond Hall to develop an action plan to how to improve, connect, and promote outdoor recreation in Bangor. Senior planner Amanda Ponce, who was hired by the city to help facilitate the workshop, says she's happy to be working with the Bangor community.
This is an amazing community, and we've been able to see all the amazing assets that exist around here, and I think Bangor is in a really unique position to be able to leverage all of those assets for economic revitalization and quality of life, and really is trying to attract more people to come and live and work and visit Bangor in the coming years.
Ponce and Lauren Coombs, Senior Policy Analyst for the EPA Office of Community Revitalization, says participants thought of unique ideas, including trail connections, more signage, and a boat launching area as well.
More than 300 high school students from the greater Ellsworth area learned how to come up with a budget plan with a little bit of fun. Our Matthew Juronsik has the story.
They say money rules the world, but in order to gain wealth, you need to learn how to save what you earn. That's what high school students in the Ellsworth region did Thursday during the Maine Credit Union League's Financial Fitness Fair at Hancock County Technical Center. Students were asked to pick a career path with an estimated monthly income, making decisions on expenses they'll see after graduation.
To see our students have this opportunity to work on real life skills, things that they're going to have to know how to do when there's really no playbook for this. Just kind of neat to be able to see that.
Students were given a budget sheet where they had to budget for transportation, food, and housing while staying in the green financially.
By the end of the Financial Fitness Fair, students took the time to see whether they were above or below budget, but it's the lessons that they learned from this that made this experience worthwhile.
It's been very eye-opening. A lot of kids nowadays don't understand how important it is to know how to live the real world, because it's definitely not easy. As an 18-year-old, it's been very hard because I got my first credit card, and this was actually super helpful with understanding how to start budgeting myself.
Maine Credit Union League's Financial Literacy Outreach Coordinator Jake Holmes says this experience has helped more than 70,000 Maine students plan for their future since 2004.
That's that critical thinking. They have to go back, and maybe they end up choosing that used compact car instead. The wheels are turning. It's just an insightful, educational, and even fun experience for the students.
In Ellsworth, Matthew Juronsik reporting for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
Well, meanwhile, a Maine school system has decided to keep certain books in its library despite some parents' disapproval. After a heated debate, the RSU 24 Board of Directors voted Tuesday to keep 2 books in their Charles M. Sumner Learning Campus library. The books Gender Queer, a memoir, and Queer, the Ultimate Guide for LGBTQ teens have drawn criticism for sexual content. One board member shared his explanation for the decision.
To me, the value of these works to the LGBTQ community in our schools and those that wish to better understand the struggles of that community outweighs that potential negative impact of the controversial sections.
After public comment focused on whether the books were appropriate for middle schoolers, the board members ultimately decided to keep both books in the high school section of that library. Members stressed that library content is not a part of the curriculum, but an option for readers to supplement their learning. A lot of schools seem to be taking a close look at that issue.
Yep.
Yeah.
Seems so. All right, the time is now 6:18. After the break, we'll hear about how artificial intelligence is making it easier for students not to do their homework.
That and more as Good Morning Maine continues.
Hi folks, this is Barry Gass of Gas Horse Supply and Western Wear in Orono. We've been in business since 1911, and our third-generation family-owned business can't wait to show you our unique line of Western wear and Western tack. We have Western boots, shirts, hats, belts, and buckles for the entire family, and Western tack from bridles to saddles and everything in between for your horse.
Gas Horse Supply and Western Wear, where the American West comes alive in Maine.
When you're ready to tackle your next building project, no matter how big or small, depend on Hammond Lumber Company for the products and services you need. The knowledgeable staff at Hammond Lumber will be with you every step of the way and keep your project on schedule. From free estimating and project planning to design and drafting services, an extensive product inventory with a wide variety of brands to choose from, and of course, Hammond delivers from any of the locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
What can your John Deere compact tractor do? Attachments for any job. Financing that's as easy as...
like getting a library card.
Affordable.
You're going to get this bigger tractor, and it's going to be less money.
Dependable.
Through the rain, through the snow, I'll work through it all.
Comfortable.
And I haven't any idea how we survive without it.
Experience United and build a tractor package customized for you.
Gone are the days of staying up late to finish homework, as students are now turning to artificial intelligence to help them with their computer assignments. With the use of machine learning and natural language processing, students can now input their homework questions and receive immediate answers. Devin Dagnall met with experts to learn how generating AI is changing education.
Robots that can do your homework for you. It sounds like something straight out of the Jetsons, but with generative AI like ChatGPT, it's a new reality, and educators are taking notice.
The way we've thought about how to teach students has often depended on what technology was out there. After we had search engines could find facts, it was more about like, well, how do we write up those facts and present them? But AI like ChatGPT makes the presentation really easy. You can spit out a term paper in a matter of seconds.
I've got ChatGPT pulled up just to show how easy it is to use it and how diverse the applications are. So, for example, let's put in 100-second news story, broadcast script about students using AI to do homework. And if viewers at home were paying close attention, they would notice that our anchor unknowingly used a script written by an AI to introduce the story.
What is most alarming is the fact that experts say there isn't a good way for educators to know if their students are using generative AI like ChatGPT for their work.
Thinking like, how can I ban this or how can I detect AI? That's not going to work, because the very nature of these learning technologies is that they adapt to whatever test you give them. So as you make a better detector, the AI uses that to make a better AI.
According to new media educator John Ippolito, the best solution for educators to prevent their students from abusing AI on assignments is to change the assignments themselves.
So there's a lot of ways that you could change your syllabi to adapt to these new applications. One would be to sort of make sure that you do things that only students can do, only humans can do. So for example, reacting to something that just happened in class or something that's local to your own community.
Ippolito and a team of instructors at the University of Maine have put together a program to help other educators innovate their lessons to avoid problems with AI. To learn more, visit learnwithai.org. In Orono, Devin Dagnall, ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
Very interesting. Kind of cheating, though, isn't it?
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely. It's scary.
Yeah,
and it's so funny, too, because after that first intro, I hadn't seen the story until right now. I was like, dang, that was good.
Yeah.
That was a good intro, and that was AI.
Yeah, that's where we're heading now. You know,
Yeah.
how do you detect it? That's the question there.
Right.
You know, down the road. So.
Right. I like to write my stuff. I don't know. I'm a friggin' nerd, though.
I do too, but you know, if you were, you know, the night before something's due, I could see some kid trying to.
Absolutely.
You know.
I get it. I get it. Strange. Scary. Okay, the time is now 6:23.
Let's get a full look at our forecast.
Alrighty, Craig and Emma, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast sponsored by the Mortrude team of Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate. They work throughout the state of Maine, serving both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area. Here we go. Wave heights are a little active this morning at around 3 to 7 feet, according towards some of the buoys. We're calm over the Maine area, though, so that is why there's no advisories in effect along our coastline. So we're looking pretty good as we do move forward. And on land, we're pretty quiet out there with hardly a few clouds moving over us. For now, we may have to watch for more clouds that will be developing as the day progresses on. But looking pretty good as we do start things off. The steering mechanism is changing as this thing right here is tracking off towards the north and east. So low pressure is moving away. We're calming down. We're watching this area, low pressure right here, that is developing across a good part of the U.S. It's actually going to miss us to the south. We will not see any precipitation out of this, but we will see some clouds before we're all finished up. So we will be mostly cloudy as we head through the weekend. But today we'll be fine under a partly cloudy sky in general, so a mixture of clouds and sun will then become mostly cloudy later on tonight. And the clouds will be sticking around as we head towards your Saturday as well. So unfortunately, not a lot of sunshine, maybe a few peaks a bit, but nothing too ridiculous. So weather-wise, as we do move forward, but a few clouds again. again as we head towards early Sunday morning. So we look ahead towards the next week because that's when our next system looks to move in. That will give us some issues with snow and rain possible with a stronger area low pressure that looks to move in during the day for you Tuesday. So we have time to track this though, but Monday night to Tuesday morning and beyond could be a little bit tricky with the system that will be moving in. Our average high is 38 degrees. We'll reach for the lower 40s today, upper 30s for you Saturday, lower to middle 40s again Sunday into Monday, back in the upper 30s Tuesday and upper 30s again Wednesday and also into your Thursday. And here's that reminder, Sunday morning, so you have a few days to go yet. Sunday morning, you need to turn your clocks ahead as 2 a.m. will become 3 a.m. So here we go. We're getting to that time again. We'll have to spring forward, though. So the daylight will shift in the evening, but unfortunately, we'll lose an hour of sleep in that process. So your forecast for today, lower 40s and a partly cloudy sky. The north wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. By tonight, middle 20s, mostly cloudy with that northwest wind at about 15 miles per hour or so. By tomorrow, upper 30s, mostly cloudy and breezy with that north wind getting up to about 20 miles per hour. Alrighty, here's a look at your extended forecast sponsored by the More True team of Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate. It'll be mostly sunny on Sunday with highs in the mid-40s, lower 40s again on Monday with a mostly cloudy sky. Rain and snow showers again for you Tuesday, highs in the upper 30s.
It would appear that the butler did it. But this isn't a whodunit film. It's a Nissan sales event ad.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on Rogue.
Catch these offers while you can.
Now what? You say it when things go wrong. At Prudential, we think you should say it when things go right, too. Like when you score your dream job, sell your business, or discover she's smart, really smart. Now what? Here's what. You connect with Prudential's rock-solid team serving over 50 million people with investment, insurance, and retirement know-how. Who's your rock? Visit Prudential.com or speak to an advisor today.
There's nothing colder than a dead body. They had me thinking something must have happened, and I just didn't remember it.
You think, oh, this is a movie. This isn't real life.
My jaw dropped.
2020, tonight on ABC.
Johnny freaking Knox, why you sitting around the camp? Sun is shining, birds are chirping, put down them fiddleheads and let's get over to A&G shooting. They got pistols, rifles, all kinds of boomsticks. They even got some flamethrowers for them brown-tailed moths. While you're at it, flip over them couch cushions and grab yourself some quarters for that wicked cool arcade. They're located right off the highway in Fairfield, right on Redneck Row, right between the truck stop and that big green tractor place. Easy in, easy out, slicker than owl crap through a funnel. So get over to A&G and tell them Bub sent ya.
Whenever Maine Wood Floors wants to know the weather, they log on to foxbangor.com. Whether you're searching to add beauty with a new hardwood floor or need to restore your old one, Maine Wood Floors is your hardwood flooring expert in Mid-Coast Maine.
It would appear that the butler did it. But this isn't a whodunit film. It's a Nissan sales event ad.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on Rogue.
Catch these offers while you can.
There's one number you need to know. It's called Joe.
At least 8 people are dead following a mass shooting in Hamburg, Germany. Officials say at least one gunman opened fire in a building used as a Jehovah's Witness church. They discovered that multiple people had been shot and there were several people left injured. A suspected gunman was also found dead on the second floor of the building, and police are investigating to see if anyone else was involved in that deadly shooting.
A new emergency has been declared in parts of California as residents brace for what could be a historic flooding event. Parts of the state have been digging out from a series of storms that left several feet of snow and left residents stranded. Now a major storm has moved into the area, bringing heavy rain and powerful winds. The storm has already triggered mudslides and forced road closures. Officials are also expecting up to 8 feet of additional snow in the Sierra Nevadas. Many residents are also rushing to remove snow from their roofs, fearing the added water from the rain will cause them to collapse. The big concern now is the added rain and snow could cause widespread flooding.
China and the threat the government poses is again in the spotlight on Capitol Hill. This as the Senate is getting ready for a vote on a bill giving the president the power to do away with a popular social media app. Fox's Lauren Blanchard is in Washington with more.
In brief, the CCP represents both the leading and most consequential threat.
The Chinese Communist Party is the top threat to the United States, according to the Director of National Intelligence.
The People's Republic of China, which is increasingly challenging the United States economically, technologically, politically, and militarily around the world, remains our unparalleled priority.
But many Republicans say the White House is not doing enough to combat China and stop it from undermining America.
The Biden administration allowed a balloon to fly over our country for 5 days.
The FBI director says among the threats is the popular social media app TikTok and its Chinese-owned parent company ByteDance. A newly introduced Restrict Act would give the administration the power to ban transactions with foreign adversaries. In short, the president could ban TikTok in the United States.
The threat to kids these days, there is a very dark side to social media and to the digital age, and I think we have to be vigilant about that.
While this bill has bipartisan support on Capitol Hill, not everyone thinks this kind of power should be given to the president.
Ban is a really powerful word. That's the word that we hear in authoritarian regimes, and this legislation hands new powers over to the White House.
As for the Chinese spy balloons, some senators say they have a number of unanswered questions and want the defense secretary to fill them in. In Washington, Lauren Blanchard, Fox News.
When we return, we'll have the community calendar chock full of events going on today and tomorrow.
That and more as Good Morning Maine continues.
Why should your new floor come from Carpet One? Because we're passionate about the spaces our neighbors call home. We're part of your community, and we're also part of the world's largest cooperative of independently owned and operated flooring stores. So you can be sure you'll get great selection and outstanding value with every installation. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, tile, or luxury vinyl, our experts take the guesswork out of choosing the right floor. We're your local Carpet One Floor and Home, the one store for your perfect floor.
Skudik & Bloom, a full-service, custom-designed florist, Main Street in Winter Harbor.
We can deliver one-of-a-kind, full-color flower arrangements
by custom floral designer me, Pam.
Delivering to Ellsworth and surrounding areas for any occasion.
Please visit SkudikandBloom.com or call 844-SKUDIK.
Start your outdoor adventures in Orono this weekend. The Easter Maine Sportsman Show is back, Friday through Sunday at the University of Maine Fieldhouse. This show is for everyone who loves the great outdoors, even kids like me. Fishing, hunting, or camping, it's all here. See boats, docks, and fishing lures. The displays are really cool. You can shoot a bow and arrow or watch dogs jump in the pool. Find more info online. Come to the Easter Maine Sportsman Show this weekend. Then get outdoors with your family.
Harris Lumber is locally owned and has been serving the Pequot region for more than 50 years. See them for all your projects, big or small. Customer service is their #1 priority. And with a full line of lumber and hardware items, they can also deliver to your job site. Harris Lumber, Milo.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. Today is Friday, March 10th, 2023. Today the sun rises at 5:57 and sets at 5:34 p.m., which means we've gained nearly half an hour of daylight since the first day of March. And the advice from the Farmer's Almanac for today is that this is a good time to prune any tree limbs that have been damaged by ice and snow because it's beneficial for new growth going into spring.
All right, and don't forget that daylight savings is this weekend, so spring those clocks forward. Today is also National Pack Your Lunch Day. Whether it's a classic PB&J or a Pinterest-worthy mason jar salad, that's a thing now.
It is.
There's something for everyone.
Yeah.
And since you make it yourself, it can be the best for your liking.
Okay, so the thing about those salads,
yeah,
you layer it. So you chop up veggies really fine.
Right.
I've seen these. This is like a trend on TikTok now too. You chop your veggies up really fine and you layer it in a mason jar. So it's a good way to transport it. When you dump it out onto a plate, it all nothing kind of blends into each other too much. So it's a good transport method.
I've seen them. They're very pretty, too.
Yes,
you
right.
We like a pretty salad.
And that's part of it, of course. Okay, well, on this day in Maine history, in 1996, Portland entrepreneur James Finley announced a plan to set up an ocean trading route between Portland and Iceland, exporting hardwood to Iceland and importing frozen cod and lamb in exchange. And I think he has, over the years, had some legal challenges and health challenges, but I believe his company is still in place.
Yeah,
so very cool.
On this day in national history, in 1971, the U.S. Senate approved an amendment lowering the voting age to 18, and in 1975, eyeglasses for dogs were patented in England.
Granted, they did call them spectacles, and I assume spectacles directly does usually translate to eyeglasses in most occasions.
Yeah, they should say that for humans too.
Right.
Get your spectacles on.
Right.
I think that's what they called them originally.
Right.
Anyway,
It's like trousers and pants.
Yeah. For birthdays today, we have American actor Chuck Norris, who is 83 today. Actor John Hamm is 52 today, and singer-songwriter Carrie Underwood is having her 40th birthday today. Still going strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grammy Award winning.
Yeah.
I'd prefer to talk about them because it's also Osama bin Laden's birthday today, too. That wouldn't be a very fun, uplifting birthday for the midpoint segment.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have no comment. Yeah. He's swimming with the fishes.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's throw it over to Devin Biggs because the community calendar is coming up and we can see what that weather is going to do for the weekend.
And thank you very much, Craig and Emma. Happy Friday. Your first weather forecast sponsored by the Mortrue team of Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate. They work throughout the state of Maine, serving both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area. All right, here we go. The radar and satellite is nice and quiet out there. We'll be under a partly cloudy sky today, which means a lot of sunshine as well. No advisories in effect, so it's going to be a pretty nice day out there overall. Our area rotations moving on towards the north and east of that area, low pressure. So the steering mechanisms are changing. We're going to be watching for a little bit of snow that will be moving in. Not till Tuesday, though. Through the weekend, we're good. This right here is going to be passing by to our south, and it will be leaving us alone. So futurecast moving forward for today, a partly cloudy sky overall. Maybe more clouds on the way later on tonight, and as we head towards the daytime tomorrow. And a little bit of wind as well, nothing too ridiculous, mainly at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. So the winds will be relaxed as we do move forward, but increasing a bit as we head towards Saturday afternoon. Your forecast for today, lower 40s and a partly cloudy sky, and that north wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. By tonight, middle 20s, mostly cloudy, more clouds moving in. Northwest wind at about 5 to 15 miles per hour or so. And for tomorrow, upper 30s, maybe some lower 40s, mostly cloudy and breezy. The north wind gusting up again to about 20 miles per hour. And our early forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period, a partly cloudy sky, temperatures in the 30s and 40s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Craig and Emma.
All right, looks like plenty of sun, but still there's plenty of events this weekend going on indoors. So whatever you like, there's something for everybody. Here's the community calendar. Tyler Cruz will have your sports updates.
Don't go away.
Whether you're hurt by a box truck or by any commercial vehicle, you may have a big case worth big money. If you've been hurt by any commercial truck, call the Twos. We win for you.
Hurt by a commercial truck? Come out on top. Call the Twos.
Looking to haul a new piece of equipment? Homeowners or commercial, Coops Truck and Equipment has the right trailer for you. Coops is the largest dealer of truck flatbeds and hauler bodies in this state and can replace any old rusty bed or outfit any new truck. Our full-service facility can modify all truck and trailers with steel and aluminum fabricators on duty. We are your go-to place for CM truck bodies, H&H trailers, and load trail trailers. For trailers, truck bodies, truck outfitting, and more, it's Coops.
Take your taste buds on a journey and experience the brand new international menu Tuesday through Thursday only at the Lucerne Inn and Ryan's Pub. Every Tuesday, enjoy their delicious French cuisine. On Wednesdays, enjoy their memorable Italian delicacies. And every Thursday, be ready for a fiesta with their Mexican favorites. A full 5-course dinner for just $29.95 per person. And don't forget about their all-you-can-eat seafood Fridays. The Lucerne Inn. Beautiful dining with a delicious view.
Name a way a woman likes her men and her cheese.
Full of adventure.
Family Feud. Stop all this adventure.
Weekdays at 9 on ABC.
Hey everybody, Ryan Sudol here. Thank you so much for joining us. We start in Riot Country, where Orono boys basketball have their first gold ball since 1981. On Tuesday night in Portland, the Red Riots beat Class B South champs Oceanside for the Class B title. It came down to the wire, and it took a last-second shot by Oceanside, rimming out to seal it. As you can see, the squad was over the moon when the clock hit double zeros. Excitement made even stronger via the bond they have with each other.
Doing it with this group of guys is huge. You know, we've been playing together since 5th, 6th, and even younger for some of us, so it's just awesome. You know, they're all such good friends inside basketball, but mostly out of basketball.
These guys they're my friends. They've been fun to play with for the last 3 years, but we built a special bond, and the chemistry has been built, and we just put it all together.
And even with all their success, Orono is made up of mostly underclassmen. One of the 2 seniors on the team is forward Ellis Spalding. And he says that the addition to the Riots trophy case comes from their work ethic that went beyond whatever was asked of them.
Everybody all up and down throughout the roster all year, putting in 100% effort every day at practice, every day during games, warm-ups, even out of practice. Like, we had days where we got practice canceled and we'd all go to the rec center at UMaine and, you know, just get shots up, run pickup, you know. It means a lot. This is a special group.
And congrats again to Orono. Now let's go to another local team chasing some gold, fresh off upsetting #1 seed John Baptist in the regional semis. Hamden Academy Hockey played 2-seed Messalonskee in the Class B North Final on Thursday night. The game taking place at the beautiful Jack Kelly Rink at Colby College. First period was marked by great goaltending. Here's Messalonskee's Hunter Haley saving Tucker Leland's shot. And then later on, here's Will Durkee on the charge for Messo. Aaron Donovan makes the save. Nice defense by Keith Brooks and Lucas Dunn, Brooks and Dunn, to prevent the rebound. Scoreless after 1. Second period, Andrew Salvadori sends it in from the point. It's poked around at the doorstep. Bryce Crowell pokes it into the net. It's 1-0 Eagles. To the third, Messo on the power play. Denny Martin gets it over to Durkee, and he gets it past Donovan to make it 2-0 Eagles, and that was enough. Messalonskee wins it 3-1, and they are the B North Regional Hockey Champions.
It feels great because we've been going after this all year. It was the main goal from the beginning, especially once we knew that the game was going to be at our home rink. That just made it that much more special for us.
Okay, let's go to some basketball now. Across the river in Brewer, the Witches from Brewer and the Eagles from Ellsworth battled in a great unified matchup on Thursday. Season winding down for these athletes, both squads looking to grab a victory. Second half, Ellsworth is up. Look at this spin move here from Rob de Pretoro. He splashes it home. The long two, and he hit the dab. Ellsworth still. This one goes to Connor Hughes, and he banks it home from the paint. Here's Brewer now. Miranda Westman has it, waits, and just cashes it in from two. Ellsworth still up, but the Witches fire back late. Jaden Pelkey gets this one from Grady Venetestein, and the bank is open. Brewer cashes in. And now the Witches down one, under 2 to play. And Christopher Shore puts his defender on the spin cycle and gets the layup to fall. That gives them the lead, and Brewer wins 66-54. Okay, if you were at the pit for any of the most recent home games for Maine basketball, you know there was something special going on in the students section, with the Maine football team showing out in droves to support their fellow Black Bears and making every home game something memorable. Tyler Cruz has the story.
When you bring 100 college men in the stand, they bring a different energy.
That element, that six-man element, there's no substitute for it.
In the fall, they make their presence felt in between the lines. But now, Maine football has brought their energy over to the pit as Black Bears Hoops #1 fans.
Since we're always on the field, being out there, it was kind of more hype because you really get into the game even though you're not playing. And it reminded me of this football season because it's the same atmosphere, the same energy, the grit.
It felt like we were playing in these games, and we enjoyed. We waited till 7 o'clock till those games could happen because they were just that much enjoyable and that much fun.
I think half the guys on the team legitimately couldn't speak the next morning, especially when we had the back-to-back with Bryant and Binghamton on back-to-back nights that Tuesday, Wednesday. I mean, for the rest of the weekend, we're still recovering, honestly, right now.
And when they do converge on Memorial Gym, it turns into what some may call one of the best home court advantages America East has to offer, especially compared to some other schools.
One of the refs said this is the best atmosphere he's been to all year. They're incredible.
Yeah, I mean, I saw the crowd at Albany this weekend, and compared to us, it was honestly pathetic. It made me sad to look and see that was a semifinal America East playoff game, and that's the crowd they had on hand, compared to the quarterfinal when we had this place packed. I mean, we were doing the wave.
On the surface, they may be there to cheer for Maine, but sometimes it gets a little deeper than that, and the competitive instincts just take over.
Obviously, we're going to support our team. Obviously, being loud is supportive enough for them, just causing that chaos. But when you get another player to react to your, whatever it be, chirps or chants or whatever, I think you won mentally.
That's kind of why we're there. We're trying to get into the other team's head so that, Maine can benefit. Once we see, them start chirping back at us, it kind of gets us fired up as well.
All in all, what they set out to do is support other Black Bear student athletes. It's safe to say they do a pretty darn good job at it.
I think we kind of realized how much of an impact we really do have and also how much they really appreciate it, which meant a lot to us.
I mean, it's just supporting our fellow athletes. I mean, they come to our games, we go to their games, just creating a relationship as a whole school throughout the sports department. I feel like that's special.
We can't thank them enough. I mean, their whole team, Coach Stevens and his staff, the support that we've gotten from them and everybody else in the athletic department has been tremendous.
That's all the time we have for sports. I'm Ryan Sudol. We'll be back right after the break.
Okay, I think we're all aware that most cell companies only give you the lowest price when you sign up for multiple lines.
What? Multiple lines?
Hello? Yeah, one sec. But US Cellular gives you just one line for $29.99 with unlimited data.
Just one line with unlimited data.
So you don't have to get more lines than you need.
No, you hang up.
Are you even listening, guy who never looks up from his phone?
Oh, not for me, I just say it.
Okay, so no, you're not listening.
Get one line for $29.99, plus every plan is price protected. US Cellular, built for us.
Hi folks, this is Barry Gass of Gass Horse Supply and Western Wear in Orono. We've been in business since 1911, and our third-generation family-owned business can't wait to show you our unique line of Western wear and Western tack. We have Western boots, shirts, hats, belts, and buckles for the entire family, and Western tack from bridles to saddles and everything in between for your horse.
Gass Horse Supply and Western Wear, where the American West comes alive in Maine.
This is a test of the emergency alert system. This has been a test of the emergency alert system. Equipment that can quickly warn you has been tested. If this had been an actual emergency, official messages would have followed the alert tone. This station serves the East Central Maine area. This concludes this test.
Welcome back, everyone. Layoffs and voluntary buyouts are cutting jobs ahead of spring.
Fox Business Network's Jerry Willis has a look at this story and more coming up in Fox Means Business.
Overthinking finances could be causing a lot of people to underperform on the job. 7 in 10 workers surveyed by the company WVII say stress around financial well-being can negatively impact performance in the workplace. This includes worrying about things like pay, health costs, and cost of living. And this won't make workers feel any better. According to employment firm Challenger Gray and Christmas, layoffs by U.S. companies in January and February hit their highest level since 2009. There were nearly 181,000 announced cuts in the first 2 months of the year. That's 427 more than the same period last year. And speaking of cutting jobs, GM is offering voluntary buyouts to a majority of its 58,000 salaried employees. Workers who agree will get 1 month pay for every year they worked up to 12 months, along with COBRA health coverage. The move is designed to cut costs in the long run. Well, investors were in a selling mood ahead of Friday's big government jobs report. The Dow, S&P 500, and NASDAQ all closed lower. That's business. I'm Jerry Willis.
Well, it looks like a pretty nice day ahead today.
Yeah, here's Devin Biggs with a full weather forecast.
Alrighty, Craig and Emma, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast sponsored by the Mortrude team of Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate. They work throughout the state of Maine, serving both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area. Here we go. Wave heights are a little active this morning at around 3 to 7 feet, according towards some of the buoys. We're calm over the Maine area, though, so that is why there's no advisories in effect along our coastline. So we're looking pretty good as we do move forward. And on land, we're pretty quiet out there with hardly a few clouds moving over us for now. We may have to watch for more clouds that will be developing as the day progresses on, but looking pretty good as we do start things off. The steering mechanism is changing as this thing right here is tracking off towards the north and east. So low pressure is moving away. We're calming down. We're watching this area, low pressure right here, that is developing across a good part of the U.S. It's actually going to miss us to the south. We will not see any precipitation out of this, but we will see some clouds before we're all finished up. So we will be mostly cloudy as we head through the weekend. But today will be fine under a partly cloudy sky in general, so a mixture of clouds and sun will then become mostly cloudy later on tonight, and the clouds will be sticking around as we head towards your Saturday as well. So unfortunately, not a lot of sunshine, maybe a few peaks a bit, but nothing too ridiculous weather-wise as we do move forward, but a few clouds again as we head towards early Sunday morning. So we look ahead towards the next week because that's when our next system looks to move in. That will give us some issues with snow and rain possible with a stronger area low pressure that looks to move in during the day for you Tuesday. So we have time to track this though, but Monday night to Tuesday morning and beyond could be a little bit tricky with the system that will be moving in. Our average high is 38 degrees. We'll reach for the lower 40s today, upper 30s for you Saturday, lower to middle 40s again Sunday into Monday, back in the upper 30s Tuesday and upper 30s again Wednesday and also into your Thursday. And here's that reminder, Sunday morning, so you have a few days to go yet. Sunday morning, you need to turn your clocks ahead as 2 a.m. will become 3 a.m. So here we go. We'll get into that time again. We'll have to spring forward, though. So the daylight will shift in the evening, but unfortunately, we'll lose an hour of sleep in that process. So your forecast for today, lower 40s and a partly cloudy sky. That north wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. By tonight, middle 20s, mostly cloudy with that northwest wind at about 15 miles per hour or so. By tomorrow, upper 30s, mostly cloudy and breezy with that north wind getting up to about 20 miles per hour. Alrighty, here's a look at your extended forecast sponsored by the Mortrude team of Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate. It'll be mostly sunny on Sunday with highs in the mid-40s, lower 40s again on Monday with a mostly cloudy sky. Rain and snow showers again for you Tuesday, highs in the upper 30s.
Really?
Yeah. Couple deaths early on.
Max True Value Hardware in Unity is the best option year-round for all of your home improvement projects. Backed by one of the leading paint manufacturers in the United States, Max will color match or custom mix any color for you. We care about your pets too, carrying all of the essential pet products in our store. During those cold winters, we take the extra step to help with wood pellets ready to load on site. We also fill all size propane cylinders year-round. Max True Value Hardware. We take pride in serving our community. Let us know how we can help you today.
Hank's Husqvarna is your full-line Husqvarna dealer with 2 convenient locations, 32 Old State Road in Carmel and 19 Moosehead Trail in Newport. Whether it's tractors and zero turns, chainsaws to trimmers, or pressure washers to snow blowers. Everything is set up, serviced, and ready to go by our certified Husqvarna technician. And all sales are backed by our in-house Husqvarna warranty. For parts, service, or sales, stop in to Hank's Husqvarna, Carmel, or Newport.
This isn't your parents' photo booth. Premier Limousine and DJ present the latest in photo booth technology, the Magic Mirror Air Booth. We offer unlimited prints of beautiful 4x6 full-color photos and unlimited photos sent directly to your phone. The new Magic Mirror Air Booth is available for proms, weddings, birthdays, class reunions, and corporate events with one of the largest selection of props available. You can book the Magic Mirror Air Booth and DJ services separately or take advantage of our very popular package deal. Contact us at Premier Limousine and DJ. The Farmer's Table in Corinna brings you outstanding breakfasts, lunches, and dinners made from farm-grown fresh ingredients. Dinner specials are available every day. Enjoy our homemade desserts, and above all, bring your appetite to the Farmer's Table in Corinna.
This Sunday, celebrate the biggest movies of the year with performances by Rihanna, Diane Warren and Sophia Carson, Stephanie Hsu with Sun Lux, and more.
The Oscar goes to...
Jimmy Kimmel hosts The Oscars, live Sunday on ABC.
Dunkin' and Grubhub are offering free coffee to help out with the 1 hour jump forward. The offer is available to customers who spend $15 or more on Grubhub between March 12th and March 18th. Today, of course, is the 10th. Available drinks range from hot cappuccino to an iced latte, as many of us know. Customers can redeem that offer once a day until the promotion ends. That's helpful.
Yeah.
I know Monday I may be struggling a little bit.
Yeah, I was just going to say that I need to remember to put my clock ahead, and
Yeah.
it looks like we'll lose an hour of sleep, something like that. Is that how it works out?
Yep, I know. Thankfully the phones do it for us.
Yeah.
But yeah, all the other ones come next.
So if we're a little sleepy Monday morning,
Right.
that's probably why.
Us and everybody else.
And everybody else, yeah.
All right. Well, Good Morning America is next on ABC7. We will continue broadcasting on Fox 22.
Hope you have a wonderful day.
At Living Innovations, we build community. You can be a part of it. We put supporting people first, and that builds a caring community within our workforce and for the people we serve. Living Innovations supports people with disabilities and has flexible work opportunities available. You could become a shared living provider and work from home, or help support people to be active in the community. To learn more, visit livinginnovations.com and check out our employment and home provider opportunities. Become a part of Living Innovations and be part of a community with a purpose.
Bucksport Regional Health Center has cared for the community for almost 50 years. We are trusted and compassionate providers. We have also given thousands of COVID-19 vaccines because the COVID-19 vaccine is very safe, very effective, and your best shot at protecting yourself from COVID. Trust us. Trust the vaccine. Protect yourself. Take your shot against COVID-19. Every year, tens of thousands of older men